Hi, welcome to the channel. It is a hot one in Missouri. I'm in the shop and trying to stay out of the sun. What I'm going to do today is another DIY, and I'm hoping that it works, and I'm hoping that I get to share it with you guys. But on these vans, when you open the sliding door, a lot of water will drip in after it rains or in the morning after the dew has drained off the van, and it tends to drip inside. Because these vans taper at the top a little bit, it typically will drip on the galley area or into the van, which the more moisture you can keep out of the van, the better. So I've got some friends, Les and Bernadette, they did a DIY project on their van. They sent me some pictures, and so I went and picked up this J channel. This is used for siding projects. This is what you'll see around windows. I call it J channel. I think that's what it's called. It's vinyl, so it's very flexible. And I may use a little heating gun to warm this up so that it fits perfectly the way I want it. I'm going to try and use two-sided adhesive and just adhere this. I really don't want to screw this to the van. And then I may use some silicone, we'll see. I also have some of that Flex Seal tape. So I'm gonna adhere this with as little products as I need to, just in case it doesn't work, we can take it off. But let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and trim this, and this you can trim to help direct the water. That's what you do when you put this over the top of a door heading. You'll cut this, fold this down, and then when the water hits it, it'll drip down. But I want this not to drip down because I don't want this dripping right at the passenger door. So I'm going to make a flap here, and I'm going to try and seal that with some silicone or some of the tape so that it's got a solid into it, so the water can only drain in one direction. Because no matter how I put this on the van, whether I angle it like you would a gutter, whether I put it straight, no matter what, if you're not parked on level ground, it's going to drain at whatever level you're parked at. So if your front is higher than your back, it's going to drain towards the back. If your front is lower than the back, it's going to drain towards the front. Now, she doesn't have a passenger seat in her van, which that's what you would be concerned about. That poor passenger, when they get in, it's going to drain all over them. So I am going to prevent that. So I'm going to try and close the end off first. Let's see if we can get it done. All right, so see how I made that flap there? Now we're gonna fold that flap up, just like that. And then we're gonna glue that and see if we can't get that to stay. All right, so what I did was, you can see I made a little notch in this channel right here so that I can, I'm gonna try not to block the camera, so that I can pull that flap in, and it's going to grab and sit inside there. So the end will be closed off. I will put some silicone there, and that'll at least block the water from coming down. All right, so now all I'm going to do is cut all of these tabs off of here. Now we're going to smooth this edge over. All right, guys, that belt sander did a real good job of getting this edge nice and smooth. So I am going to put some double-sided adhesive tape on that, and we're going to see if we can't get this stuck to the top of the roof. So now I'm going to put the double-sided, I'm using Gorilla double-sided adhesive, and I'm going to put it on the back of it. You can see I've got it started and we'll take that off and adhere it to the van. I cut it 64 inches. I'm gonna go 1.5 inches past the sliding door towards the front of the van, and I'm gonna go about 3.5 inches past the back of the door to the back of the van. All right, let me cut that, and then I'm gonna trim off this excess right here. These hook blades are for doing roofing. They trim the shingles, so get a hook blade and stick it in there, and then just run that hook blade right across the top of that. That is working out perfect. Now we just have adhesive where we need it. Just cleaning the grime off. Because you're never going to be parked on level ground, it really doesn't matter if you slope this or not. So if you can see this edge right here, I have cleaned all underneath here. I am going to line it up with the edge here so that when the rain comes down the roof, it's going to hit that and head back to the back and drip down. All right, only take a little bit off at a time so that we get it right where we want it. And then reach under there, pull some more back. Oh, no. No! Doesn't look half bad, does it?
Looks good. I like it.
The front of this, where the seam is right here, I don't like how that top was laying, so I put a piece of that Flex Seal tape right there, and that'll help any wind. It'll prevent any wind from pulling this loose. And this is tight. That is tight. But look in here. I am going to put a bead of silicone. I'm going to use this silicone right here and put a bead in here and on the bottom here. Here's another tip, guys. When you're putting your caulking, take your tube and make a little V in it there, and when you're spreading your caulking, it'll prevent it from gumming up. Alright guys, we'll update you how this works. Thanks for following along. We'll see you on the next video.